Alright, cool. That looks good. Alright, we here. Alright. The reason why we have to do this special new covenant film is because there's been a lot of rumors about the fight or the altercation that broke out at the event. And what we did, we stayed quiet to see if brothers and sisters was going to tell the truth. Because we don't respond that fast. We're not reactionary. We're proactive people. So now that we've listened to what people are saying and how they pinned the blame on us, yes, we did enforce rules in the middle of Brother Seti's presentation. And the reason why we did was because it was something totally uncalled for and something totally out of line that was taking place. So what I want to make clear, number one, first and foremost, we did not create the confusion or enforce any type of protocol because of Seti talking about Dr. York. Because in the first round, Seti talked about Dr. York and myself for over a half hour. He deviated for over a half hour and spoke about me or Dr. York and I for over a half hour. And we stayed there quiet. And I stood up and even gave him applause and sportsmanship and waited my turn. In the second round, you have to understand, this was not about Dr. York. Okay, there was something that went horribly wrong, and that was the fact that our children were sitting in the room when the brother Seti put up pornographic, homosexual images. Two black men having sex, phallus penetrating the other black man from behind. He had people sucking on other people's nipples. He had a white man on top of another white man with his balls showing up. These were the type of images, and we wasn't forewarned to take our children out of the room. The debate was fun. I had a great time. It was excellent. So I don't want to take away from it, but we have to address the altercation since somebody put it up. And the blame is being put on our community as if we was acting irresponsible when we're fathers, man. The fathers are security. The mothers over here, security. This is a parental instinct that we were responding on. Okay, my 6-year-old daughter was sitting in the audience. All right, my 10-year-old man was sitting in the audience. My 14 and 15-year-old girl was sitting in the audience. That shit is supposed to stop. We took them out of public school to protect them from things like this. Only for them to sit in a lecture and have to be subject to that. We should have been forewarned so we could took our children out. When we tried to tell somebody, it didn't work out. We tried to tell someone else again, it didn't work out. So after that, I told the brothers to move on it so the event could just stop until we can calm things down. We had to end the event completely with it ended. But we was able to get the event back into order. But the story needs to be told that the children were not taken out the room and those pornographic homosexual images were put up. I'm the one that facilitated the means for the event. Brother said he could cut a check. I'm a promoter / a teacher. At that point, he's working for me. He's getting cut a check from me. So I have a relationship with the owner. I have a relationship with the owner of that building, which is a black man. It's on my watch. I gotta use a higher discretion for what takes place in there, because if people pay money and in turn see gay, homosexual, pornographic images, and they paid money to come in, and children are sitting in there, there's a number of implications that can come and will be incurred on me. Seti don't have to worry about that. Sarnetta don't have to worry about that. It's my event as far as anyone's concerned, and the only other person that's going to get more backlash than me is the black owner. So I have to maintain the integrity of his business and my business and keep my credibility as a father and a businessman. Y'all got to understand that. I cannot allow someone to show nude pictures without telling me, because we could have forewarned people on the flyer. If we got to tell people step out the room that paid their money, we telling them, despite the fact you paid your money, we telling you to step out the room and miss it because we got children here. That's not fair to people who pay their money. So there's a lot of implications that come behind that. So we just want to ask some people that were invited to the event, some of my family. Here's a sister right here. I want you to say your name, sister. Try to talk a little louder. This is Tania Hood. And I want you to, and you work for the Trenton Public School District. Okay, so I want her to tell us from a teacher perspective and from a mother perspective. What was your take? Because I know you know about the red, black, and green being associated to black people, but this is the first time that you've seen a group really associated with the red, black, and green. What is your take on them as a group of people or community? This being, and I'm not saying this speaks for everybody that represents those colors, But if this, her being the first time in a situation or atmosphere where so much people repping the colors, what is it that you grasp from the situation and how they responded to us when we wanted those images down?
Well, I got that nobody in that movement was conscious enough to see that there were children in the audience and that something needed to be said before, prior to those pictures being flashed, that they needed to either leave the room or a disclaimer involved, something like that. You know, I was appalled and mortified. As a teacher, he said he calls himself a teacher, so as a teacher, he should have been conscious enough to know that, okay, there are children in the audience, let me protect their innocence, let keep their innocence, you know, intact and secure. You know, we don't need to taint them with those things. There's a platform for everything.
That's right.
And, you know, I think he completely mistook why people were, you know, appalled and upset about it. It wasn't the fact that, okay, we're not saying don't address homosexuality in the black community. We're saying there's a platform for it, and an audience with children in it is not that platform.
That's
and
right.
you have to be conscious enough to see that. You have to make sound decisions. And the fact that nobody from that movement said to him, okay, they're babies here. What is that saying about your people? If nobody can think for themselves and think about other people as well, what are you saying? I don't want to follow your movement if that's what you're about. I don't want to have
Mind
anything to do
you,
with
the
it.
pictures were naked men, black naked men, giving each other back shots. Naked. I never saw this in my life. Said he's going to do irreparable damage. He did.
Yeah.
This is going to scar me for the rest of my life.
And they, you know, and they were up there for so long. Why did it take them so long to remove them from the screen? Why?
That's right. I want to go to my wife real quick. Anuket, who's the head of our female security. Once we got the word to the program administrators and we saw that they were saying we was being too emotional, we got to let the brother speak and continue his show. When your 10-year-old son was in the audience, right? Our 6-year-old daughter, I'm in that right here, our 6-year-old daughter in the audience, and you actually on tape saying, come on, there's children in the room. Our 6-year-old daughter's in the audience. Man, stand up, baby. Stand up, boo-boo. Our 6-year-old daughter is in the audience. Stand up, Akai. I'm Akai Tetwad. 10-year-old son. Stand up, baby. 15-year-old daughter. 14-year-old daughter. All right? What's your take when we decided, you know what, we're going to have to stop this because they telling us we being too emotional. And we saying our children is in the audience, man. Let us get our children and other people's children out the audience. What's your take? Stand up. Y'all can sit down. What's your take? You can stand up.
Okay.
Is it off?
Well, I feel that the moderator should have handled the situation. He shouldn't have allowed that to take place, knowing that it was not advertised on the flyer to keep your children home, knowing that we had conversations prior to the event stating that this was going to be a family affair. For us to invite our children, people working at the event, and people coming to pay their money, to bring their children and then allow someone to show those type of images. I think it was very irresponsible, and I think it was disgusting. No, I can't think of any other word to describe it, but disgusting. I've never in my life seen an image like that until that night.
So how you feel knowing you took our children out of public school? Okay, you took our children out of public school, and you actually told them to go in the crowd and do what? Prior to this being shown, you gave them instruction in terms of their homeschool to do what?
Prior to those images being shown, I told the children to go into the audience because they were playing in the back room. I said, go into the audience and take notes. It's very educational, and I will be testing you afterwards. I took my children out of school so they don't have to be subjected to this type of information, misinformation. I took them out of school. I make sure I monitor who they hang around. I'll do everything that I can possibly do as a parent to make sure I protect them from the things they need to be protected from so they can focus on the things they need to focus on. And to show those images in front of the children was completely irresponsible.
And how do you feel when people were saying we was acting too emotional? Just let the brother speak. When you as a woman try to go to them, because when she came to me, I said, go with the brother security, represent our sisters in the community, and maybe they listen to you on our behalf before we have to get to what these brothers have to start doing. I said, maybe you can speak some sense to them, because they wasn't trying to respond prompt enough. Okay, we spoke. And even when Sutek finally listened to us, Sutek said, you got to take that video down. Because I got the video where Sutek did say, take that video down. And when the brother put up, he took down that image, and he put up another image of even something more grotesque. Naked, pornographic, homosexual images.
I was pissed off. I was completely pissed off, and I was appalled at the ignorance in the room.
Because what did they start chanting when we was trying to get the homosexual pictures down?
Black power.
Seriously?
Black power.
And they said, we see this every day.
Oh yeah, say that. What did they say?
Oh, we see this every day. They hear this every day.
Y'all said we see this
And
every
he
day.
said, we see this every day on the street.
And I want to make it
What you
clear.
saying?
I want to make it clear. We do not see black men duking each other in the butt naked.
Not even white
And he
people.
equated it.
Not even white people.
He equated that to people cursing in the street.
Yes.
So,
How was people cursing in the street equal to homosexual sexual acts
and
in public?
let me say one more clear thing.
It's not the same.
If it was a man and a woman butt naked, it would have been inappropriate for my 6-year-old daughter.
That's right.
It'd have been inappropriate up to my 15-year-old daughter.
That's right.
That's not what we brought them in there for. Leave it at the parents' discretion to teach them that information. So even if there was heterosexuals up there butt naked, it would have still been inappropriate. Because for one, I'm charging people to come in the door. I'm the program administrator. I cannot charge you, and in exchange you see pornographic images, heterosexual or homosexual. There's an implication behind that. Furthermore, all someone have to do is call and say that these children are being mentally abused. All someone got to do is call and say there's grown people in here showing homosexual pornographic images, okay? Before children that are 6 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 14 years old. That's all someone has to say. And guess what? Y'all ain't gonna get the backlash. I'm gonna get the backlash. And the brother that owns the black theater is gonna get the backlash. Y'all showing no respect for black business. Y'all not showing us no respect. So again, I gotta tell people, when y'all say, yo, it's all about emotion, y'all gotta chill, y'all gotta calm down. No. This is business at this point, and this is fatherhood and motherhood. And everybody should have stood up and went against it. But instead, people so caught up in who might win or lose the debate, y'all chanting black power to keep homosexual pictures up there. And we got the complaints from parents. So
Make sure your children is out.
that's right. And at this point, because that's the first one you hear on the video say, come on, there's children in the room, because her 6-year-old was in. You got to tell me. One of y'all got to tell me. You grown men that was in there. Y'all got to tell me that it's permissible for you as a 40-plus-year-old man within the confines of your own house to take your little 6-year-old girl and show her 2 black men penetrating each other naked. If that is permissible, all y'all brothers that was working against us need to say something about that. If it's permissible, you need to make your video and say, I support that kind of ideology. I support showing 6-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 14, 15-year-old girls and boys nude, homosexual, pornographic images. If y'all agree to that, please go up there, because we're not blowing this out of proportion, and it's on video. It's on video, and you can hear people saying, get the children out the room. Why was people saying, get the children out the room? It's not because it was chaos in there. They say, get the children out the room because the pictures was up there. But this was not because of Dr. York, because if you watch the first part of the presentation, we stood there for over a half hour listening to this brother go in on Dr. York and me.
No one said a word.
And no one said a word. The second part of the presentation, because of that homosexual pornographic image that was being put up there, and our children was there, we said all we wanted people to do was say, give us the opportunity to move people out the way. Get our children out there. That's disrespectful to the parents. So when they wouldn't listen, I gave these brothers the word. When they wouldn't listen, I said, listen, we're going to have to go in. They wanted to go all the way in. I said, anybody that get in your way, we just put that work in. We're going to stop this freaking event until we get the children out. And everyone's going to have to understand. And thus, the story goes. And people manipulate the situation. Only reason my brothers and them got up is because they was given the word to get up and do what they had to do. And it wasn't because of something negative. It's because we had our children's better interests at hand. We had to maintain the integrity of our fatherhood, our parenthood. Parents, responsible parents were in there pissed off. It is our responsibility to shut the shit down since there was nobody else responsible in there. Because the day we live in a society where homosexual pornographic images need to be taken down because there's 6-year-olds in the audience, when we start chanting black power under those conditions, all y'all faggots, all y'all gay.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And not only gay, y'all lost your fucking mind, man. Y'all completely lost y'all mind. And y'all say the white man's the devil, but the white man made laws to protect our children from people like y'all. And I agree with those laws. I'm not about to be implicated because of y'all foolishness. You see what I'm saying? Y'all blame the white man. But then you say it's okay for my child to sit there and watch that shit. Somebody should have got hurt. But we understood how much people was in the room. It's just unfortunate a couple people had to get roughed up. It's unfortunate. Don't make us the bad guy. I want y'all to go in, do what you gotta do. Say, what's y'all sentiments on that black power to homosexuality?
I just want to know how they would have felt about it if their children was in the room, because obviously none of them came with their families.
That's right.
The brother that you was debating with from Detroit, what's his name?
Seti. He didn't have his child up in this.
Suit took Sinetta, whatever.
Tahuti has a little girl.
Tahuti, she wasn't there.
Nah,
none of their
children was out there.
Sinetta children, they got taken out the room.
Oh, so he had full disclosure of what was going on.
I believe so. I don't know for sure, but one thing I know, his children were told to get out the room.
To make sure his children left.
He knew for sure. He got his children out of there.
So how come everybody couldn't have gotten that respect from the start? I mean, from the giddy up.
Because it was crowded.
You could have been a little bit different. I'm talking about, full disclosure of what was going on from the start.
Oh, I can explain that to you. Earlier on, I tried to create a contract. I was asked to create a contract on behalf of the House of Consciousness, right? And then they told me later on we can't do it because SETI is too militant to have a contract. I said, if I join the military right now, I'm going to have to sign a contract.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was told he's too militant, so we can't do a contract. And in the contract, I had no sexually explicit content, how much videos each one of us would be obligated to. I even had a scorecard for, on a scale of 1 to 5, you can judge if someone deviates from the subject matter. On a scale from 1 to 5, you can judge if someone uses sources, not just pictures, because I knew I was going to be up against. I knew pictures was going to be going up and stories was going to be told about the pictures, and we wouldn't know if that really validates what took place in those pictures. Statistics went up. And no source, I don't know if he created the statistics. That's why we need sources.
Right.
So I had in the contract a scorecard so people would know what to look for when the debate takes place. Because whether you like what I'm saying or not, you still would be able to discern if a person won the debate based on debate criteria. Because we just walk in there liking who we like. Then we might leave bias, but if we got a scorecard to look for certain key things, no personal attacks, sources, things of that nature, you see what I'm saying? We'd have been able to go somewhere.
Graphic.
I would have never, that was in the contract. But then later on, like I said, I was told, no, he's too militant. But later on, I will tell you, Sinetta did tell me, and I'll confirm that I was right. He called me the day of the debate. And he said, I learned something from you. You're right, brother. We should have did a contract. He told me this just before the debate because something else was going on. So I'm not going to disclose it, but something else was going on. He did tell me, yo, we should have did the contract. But by that time, too late.
All I got to say is, where they do that at? They show pictures of all these naked people fucking each other, men, eating women, eating feces, fucking animals, and then y'all sit there and cheer to keep that shit up on
Black Power. That's not Black Power.
And it doesn't prove a point.
And then say Black Power. Then we trying to fight to get the shit off. Y'all fighting to keep the shit on. Like, I don't understand that. I don't get y'all motherfuckers.
Nothing powerful about that.
Whoever made the statement saying they see that type of stuff every day, I feel sorry.
Yeah, I don't know where you from. Like, I got as a grown ass man, and I got kids.
Yeah, your children was there too.
Stand up.
Stand up, man.
They was there. Both my kids was there. They was both at the event. And this, the simple fact them alone being there, I don't want them to be subject to that type of shit. And me as a man, besides them, me as a man, I don't want to see none of that. I never seen.
I didn't even see that behind the wall.
I never seen people eat. I've been locked up for years.
Niggas been in prison. You been locked down for years.
I never seen nobody get fucked in the ass. I never seen nobody eat shit. I never seen nobody fuck a cat or animal. I never seen that. Like, who does this? What type of Black Power movement is y'all?
And he's the one that was in the front page of the newspaper that I put up.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like,
so if he could go to prison and not see that shit this whole time, what you mean we see this every day?
Right.
I stayed next to lifers, and y'all, and it wasn't no butt fucking going on. I don't know, and it take like said he got me fucked up now because he took time out to look at that shit, examine that shit, cut and paste the shit, put it in rows and slide. Now I know he's mentally crazy, and the people that was cheering for that, all y'all gay, and all y'all fucked up in the head. Y'all need to evaluate yourselves. That's bottom line.
I think it's sad because this is supposed to be a conscious movement. We're supposed to have, a higher intellect.
That's right.
Not just the regular individuals out here living, day to day, eating red meat. So honestly, for the life of me, I can't understand what part of that whole debate on their behalf had anything to do with consciousness at all.
Because if you trying to prove where homosexuality begins, and it begins with the white man, why show 2 black men going in? And that if you show white men, what you did, and black men, it still don't mean that it start with the white man. You got to do research, brother. Like that was. You just showing gay people for shock treatment. Oh, and you got it. You got the shock treatment. Everybody lost their fucking mind.
Nigga ass, black power. Like,
yo, that was the biggest shock.
Like, what the fuck?
You know what I'm saying? No, keep the homosexual pictures up. Y'all being emotional. Black power. Black power. I'm like, yo, Khalid Muhammad or anybody who represent that red, black, and green will roll in their grave the day they find out niggas is chanting black power to keep pornographic, homosexual, nude, promiscuity, XXX rated pictures up. There's no way around it. You would never believe people would chant black power to some shit like this.
No.
And if y'all say that I'm lying, it's on tape.
It's definitely on tape.
It's on tape. Don't you dare say I'm lying. If you know that the children wasn't told to get out that room, you have no excuse for that behavior. No excuse. And you got this one asshole said he really was talking about selling weed, not dope. They do anything. He said don't buy
I don't even mean
it. You see,
that's
His words.
and they cut out my first presentation online, took the second presentation, cut it in half, and made that part of my first presentation, cut portions of my second presentation at the end down, cut half of my opening argument, and then put the DVD out for free.
And these are the same people that say black devils don't exist.
So I'm like, what is it that they trying
and you
to...
had a whole bunch of other black conscious teachers in there liking that shit, really screaming black power to some gay shit. Now, all y'all teaching at different levels, so all y'all promote that same gay shit, or I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore. Like, that shit is crazy.
Other than that, the debate was a huge success.
Yeah, I had fun.
Yo, it was fun.
Fun.
It was a good debate. That was the only problem. And, shout out to SETI, because it's a historical event. We gonna,
he's a funny nigga, though.
yeah, like, we gonna give it to you, man. Like, we had a good time, so I don't want to take away from the debate.
Right.
We did a good job. It was great. I'm glad he participated. I had a lot of fun. But that is, unfortunately, people in the audience. When shit go down, we in the YouTube era. Ain't nobody getting smacked in their face or nothing without somebody pulling out their phone. That's the era we live in.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we live in an era of people keep camera phones and everything on them just in case something go down. So now we have to address the situation because there's misinformation being made about it. And as far as the full footage, once you compare my footage from the debate to what you've seen out there, you're going to see why somebody has something at stake to lose. You're going to realize somebody don't want y'all to know that we could be masters of our own destiny. Somebody wants you to continue on with this white man can control your destiny bull crap. You got to understand, there's big money invested in y'all ignorance. Y'all got to come out of that. Y'all got to understand when we want to come out of this situation, we going to come out of it. Ain't nobody got the power to force to be masters of our own destiny but us. If the white man's the reason why we can't go nowhere, he's also going to be the reason why we can go somewhere. Just do the math. If we got to ask him, if he's the one why we can't come up, we're going to say, white man, so when you going to finally let us come up? We're going to have to ask him when he's going to let us go. He is not the reason, man. We are the reason. When we accept that, we can get out this situation. The only person that got the power to take us out the situation is black people. Right. We can't stop relying on somebody else to do it for us. It's all us. And when you see people cutting my shit out, cutting my first presentation out completely, cutting my opening argument out, cutting the last part of my second presentation out, and then giving the DVD out for free, so you think you saw everything, you got to say to yourself, what the hell is the harm in letting people see the DVD themselves? Niggas did radio shows 6 hours after the debate. Mass Facebook blast, spreading propaganda. What is so important about people spreading the misinformation first? Why we won't just let people see the information themselves and decide for themselves
Black devils.
who represented? You already know.
Black devils.
Stop looking out for that white devil. So y'all know what it is. We didn't want to make this long and drawn out, but I want you to see how babies look again. Take a look at a 6-year-old and tell me that it wasn't, tell me we shouldn't have raised hell in there. We done try to talk to people twice and they wouldn't listen. Tell me if we shouldn't have raised hell in there as responsible men and women when somebody subject our children to that shit. And mind you, the event went on right after. We didn't act crazy. I told the brother, say, yo, I want the event to go on. Let's just try to calm everything down. But yo, if people ain't gonna listen to us and our children in that audience, we supposed to fucking raise hell, man. We're supposed to raise hell. So don't tell me none of that craziness. New cabinet was out of order. Or your leadership is in question. Some nigga sent me a text. Your leadership in question. My leadership ain't in question. You in fucking question if you're gonna tell me that we was behaving the wrong way when a 6-year-old is subject to naked men.
Right.
We supposed to bum Bati boy. I come from the 90s in the hood with nothing but Jamaicans. That's all I heard. We don't deal with that baga shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't deal with that, man. We don't deal with that. Anybody that's real in their heart know that when you see that stuff and if it was no children in there, we should have wilded the hell out. Because I got exposed to something I never saw my whole life. I mean, come on. I'm gonna be damaged for life with that, man. He was right. He was right. So they followed my discretion, man, because cats wanted to get it in. But we're gonna sign off. You're gonna take another look at the video at the end. And listen to Aminette say, listen to her carefully. Listen to her say, yo, there's children in the audience. Watch Sutek go there and say, yo, we got to take the image down. Listen to, I think even Sonetta, you hear him at one point finally say, yo, let's get the children out, man. Why do we got to tell somebody, wait until the children get taken out? Why we got to do that? You see, the fact that so much people had to say it over and over, tell you we had to move in with force, man. That's what that's about. It ain't about Dr. York, because he did Dr. York for a whole half hour, and he came back in to do it again the second time. We done heard it for a half hour already. That ain't the shit that really shook us, man. It's the children, because I could rebut any claim he say about Dr. York. That's not what it's about. We can't rebut what my daughter sees. Once she's hit with that, once my little man see 2 men that we had to explain to him after the event, once my little man see that, you done took something from him that I can never restore. I can never give that back to my little man. I can never give that back to my little girl. I can never give that back to my daughters right here. You took something from them, I can never give them back. You see, you can slander somebody, we can always rebut that. But once you expose our children to that, you're taking away their innocence. Now we got to go home and have these long stories and try to figure out a way to explain shit like that. Right. It's abuse. Yeah. So y'all got to be more responsible, man. Something was taken from my family in the middle of that event. Irreparable damage was done. Peace. It was still a good event at the end of the day. It's just that's the only part that we got to discuss. But outside of that, it was a real good event, and I encourage people to still continue to go to these debates. But we ain't doing no more without no contracts, man. I don't give a hell who militant or who not. I don't care if you're illiterate. Get somebody who can read for you. We're not doing that no more. We got to have these contracts, man. That's the gray area where we went wrong. And ticket sales were made so soon, and flyers was already paid for, and the venue was already paid for, that we couldn't just cancel it. It'd have been wrong. We was in too deep. But believe that, we ain't doing that again. So I thank y'all. Peace.
It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot. Now I put it in there, but I'm about to come up to this and read this. I'm gonna come up here and read this. All right? Let me come up here and read this. The name of this scroll. Son, wait a minute, come on, now. Come on now. Now, wait a minute, family. God damn. We teach this shit.
Got children up in here.
See, when it's some boo.
Got children up in here.
See, when it's some boo.
Got children up in here.
See, when it's some boo. God damn it, the ancestors threw that to me. I didn't even come in here with that. I was looking for shit strictly on the watch. Wait a minute, family. Y'all get the respect. Everybody respect. Come on, respect. Listen. God damn it, the ancestors threw that to me. I didn't even come in here with that. I was looking for shit strictly on the watch. Wait a minute, family. Y'all get the respect. Everybody respect. Come on, respect. Listen.
Are there other images similar to that, or that's it?
Well,
no, so the nudity image.
when I'm getting ready to deal with the white man,
So do me a favor. I'm asking you this. Hold on a second. No. What I'm asking you is, give us a warning so that if a parent doesn't want their child to see it, they can take them out. That's all I'm asking.